What's up, everybody? Anime and Beer here with a random thought as to why I collect, what I collect, and future plans. This is just going to be a random video. So what we're going to do is roll that intro and get straight into it. Alright, so question came across my mind as to why I collect what I collect, and just my thought process behind it. And this came to be because I'm reading my comics. You see some in the back. Been reading Spawn. I read Power Rangers. I read Green Lantern. I read little side off stuff. There's some new Spawn Universe stuff that's coming out. Little one-offs of Power Rangers. That's not canon. I'm not gonna say one-off, but side Power Ranger projects. You know, like the Return, Ranger Academy, things of that such, and some indie stuff here and there. I've been, collecting Sons of Anarchy, and trying to think. Is that it? Yeah. Then you got Scorched and Gunslinger, things like that. But with that being said, you'll notice that I don't mention, kind of like anime in a sense. I don't read the mainstream stuff. So you got your big, comic TikTokers, comic YouTubers. They talk about the newest Justice League. They talk about the newest Batman, Superman. I am honestly not into that stuff. Green Lantern is probably as far as I go with DC, and with Marvel. I'll read stuff here and there. I actually go through, the preview books. I go through, these type of books, and they give you a synopsis of what the storyline is going to be to give you, insight. Like Marvel has a Blood Hunt coming out. I read a synopsis for that, so I actually have it on my pull list to get that, the tie-ins. I did the same thing for King in Black. Yeah, King in Black. FRDC Goth did the same thing for, Brightest Day, Blackest Night. Well, I didn't really read the synopsis with Green Lantern being my favorite hero. Of course, I'm going to get that stuff. But that's pretty much what I do. I read through that stuff. I read synopsis. And, lately, even getting back into it because I was heavy in it not say years, but like 2 years ago, heavy into it. Sold off my collection. I've talked about that on my TikTok. And now I'm getting into it. But again, I'm reading the synopsis of, all this stuff, and nothing really. Superman is still OP. Batman is still a freaking detective. Green Lantern is always going to be Green Lantern, but at the same time, that's my favorite hero. Okay, But none of that other stuff interests me. I'm reading Static. It's just, I like what I like. I really don't dig into the whole Main Street stuff. Like I said, I just recently finished the last issue of Blade. But I know my answer doesn't seem very straightforward, but overall I'm not really into it. I'm not really into the Justice League. I'm not really into the X-Men. I'll get into that stuff if I read a preview or what I just showed you. Yeah, free previews, whatever. It's all the same thing. And I just read a synopsis, and it's just like, it just catches me. Because King in Black, it was, I was never really a Venom reader. Then when I read the synopsis for King in Black, it was like, oh man, I like stories where the fate of the world, the universe, galaxy, all that is in peril. That's why I was so big on Infinity War, the Infinity Saga, because the fate of, the multiverse and things like that was on the line. And I think that's the stuff that draws me to it. Of course, is that the case with Static? No, Static is basically solely in Dakota, but at the end of the day, Static is nostalgia. They're all nostalgic, but it just comes down to just liking what you like. And ouch, and the reason for this video is because not to cause hate, not to stir the pot, but kind of like my name, the name of the channel, Anime and Beer. It's like it's anime and beer, but you really don't talk about anime or beer. But when you talk about comics, you really don't talk about the mainstream stuff. You just stick to like the same 6 titles, and people like what they like. And have I ever been questioned about that? No. Do I think people wonder about that? Yeah, a little bit. Maybe like I honestly say maybe 1 out of 10 people will probably be like, "Hey, did you notice with your channel?" But with that being said, until something I like really comes my way, where I'm reading it and I'm like, I have to pick up this Justice League run of whatever, I'm still going to talk about Spawn. I'm still going to talk about Power Rangers. I'm still going to talk about Green Lantern. Some Static, but those are the big 3 right there. Spawn, Green Lantern, and Power Rangers are really what I read the most. And like I said, the reason I picked up Blade is because it's been a long time since I read. The last time I really seen Blade was King in Black. Now, I know his daughter has a comic, and like I said, I've been out of the game for like 2 years. Just recently, I would say probably like half a year last year, like the middle of last year is when I really got back into comics. But yeah, I'm those 3 are going to be the big 3 that I'll talk about until something huge comes up, and I'm gonna start making videos, being more vocal about it, because I really need to put content out. And how many times have I said that? It's just nervousness, self-consciousness. Is not the fact that I'm afraid that no one's going to watch it, because it's kind of like me doing this now. It's like I'm doing it because I want to, because I'm rambling, because I have stuff on my mind. It's more so like, what's that in his background? It's like the little things, like, wow, why he's wearing a red shirt? I'm just really self-conscious when I make videos of what people think. Should I care what people think? No. Do I? Yeah. Is it a fault? Yeah. But here I am. I'm doing it anyway. So, moving on. Some plans that's going on with me. We got CollectaCon coming to Orlando the end of the month. I'm really excited for it. I am going because I really want to meet and get an autograph from Amy Jo Johnson and David Yost, who is the original pink and blue Power Ranger, respectfully. And then also there's the English voice actor for Luffy, the English voice actor for Kaiba and Yugi, and there was someone else that sparked my interest. But the main 2 I am going for is David Yost and Amy Jo Johnson. So I actually need to go through my collection and see what I can get for them to sign. I need to go out and probably go figure hunting to see if I can find some of their figures. Not need them to sign. Not even figures, just probably just something. Because I've never been and got anything signed. I know Garrett has, which I have a short for. The voice actor for Gohan, the English voice actor for Gohan, she shouted out Anime and Beer. And I think she also signed his Gohan Pop. So really excited about that. But with that being said, this video was not meant to be that long. Yeah, I planned for it to be about 10 minutes anyway. But it was just more so this is just more so a video just for me to ramble about why there may be certain things you're expecting that you don't see. Pretty much. Like I said, the name of the show is Anime and Beer, but I only talk about anime with Garrett, and solely, this might be more than 10 minutes, but or it could be a video all its own. I could do a little side video talking about why I really don't talk about Anime and Beer, even though the name of the channel is Anime and Beer, because there's actually a reason. Some may already know what the reason is, but I'm actually gonna probably stop the video and then make another video addressing that and my whole thought process and opinions on that. Well, that being said, to wrap up the video, kind of like a summary. Although we're Anime and Beer, I talk about comics, and even though I talk about comics, I talk about a select few comics, and that's because I like what I like, and went over my little process when I do talk about comics that aren't of the big three in my category. What happens when I do that? Like I said, when I picked up King in Black, while I'm picking up Blood Hunt, it's because I read the synopsis and it looks interesting. So, and I just go from there. With that being said, we're reaching 10 minutes. We're reaching over 10 minutes. And if you made it this far, I love you. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, or follow if this makes it to TikTok. But yes, this is always fun, just getting on the camera, talking, uploading it, see who looks at it, seeing how far they made it into the video, because analytics show you all that. But at the end of the day, I love this. I love doing this, whether people watch it or not. It helps with my, it helps me be less self-conscious, because I really need to get what people think out of my head. But with that being said, Anime Beer, we out.